Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Inactive Listening. We are your hosts, Walter,
And Logan.
and there has been a lot of stuff that's gone on since last time. It's been a while.
It's been a while. Yeah.
So, I mean, we're sitting here now with a lot more gear than we had before.
A lot more. Like, just came in today, new gear. So it's exciting.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll see how well it transfers over into the final product, but like we're sitting here in this room with headphones on now. That's like playing back the audio we're speaking to the microphones. And so to us, it sounds a lot crispier and
New microphones entirely. A mixer of sorts. Not really a mixer, but it's similar. And yeah, all for your better listening.
yeah.
Your better inactive listening. So it's been months, I think.
It was August, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
August. And it is.
It was right before you left, which was like the 18th?
Probably.
Yeah, something around like early to mid-August. I don't even remember what we talked about. It's been that long ago.
I remember because I just did the editing
true.
for that episode, and that episode just came out a little while ago because we had a lot of technical problems that I was trying to solve. So
Yeah, hopefully right now we kind of fix those problems going forward, which is good news. Like this is fun. Whether or not there's anyone that listens to this is a lot of fun just figuring out problems and
feeling like
we're making ground.
right,
Yeah.
right. So yeah, this is I plan to get this edited right away
Yeah.
for New Year's.
Yes.
Because today
yes,
is
the
New Year's
Year's
Eve.
special. I guess today in this episode we're going to talk about not only a brief overview of what we've been through, but also looking into the new year.
That's right.
2025 AD, the year of our Lord.
Starting the new year off listening to your favorite podcast.
Yeah.
We can talk about the Wrapped because I don't know if you've seen it, but there's like a creators Wrapped.
Yeah.
For like an overview of inactive listening and how it performed and who listened to it and stuff like that. So there was I believe 22 people. This was their top podcast. So
yes, dude, let's go.
hey, that's more than most can say.
Yeah, that's true. Not everyone I know does not have 22 people
As their top
As their
podcast.
top,
And like
yeah.
total though, I think we had like 50-something listeners.
which is way more than I thought would ever listen to it, especially those first episodes, which are so rough.
It might seem like a very, very small number, like 50 people. I mean, but I think I've said it before in another episode, like imagine a room filled with that many people listening to you speak. That's like an auditorium
Yeah.
ish,
Or like
giving a speech.
a conference room or
Yeah.
a rec hall maybe.
Yeah. So that's pretty exciting.
It's impressive. Logan and I have both listened to the first episode again a couple of times, and it's just like it's tough.
I mean, but
It's just like how this will be in a year. Like
probably.
like this is gonna be rough too, but
I don't think as rough.
no,
I think
it'll be hard to beat the roughness of that first episode.
Yeah. So that's exciting. And very, very cool. But yeah, we have a lot to talk about. I am almost done with break myself. I still have like 2 weeks, which is crazy. I think I go back on the 13th.
Yeah, I go back. It'll be next Sunday or this Sunday now. Yeah,
Really?
very soon. And because I'm in the trimester system, I'm going back. Like I'm in the middle of classes right now. Once the New Year's festivities are over, tomorrow I'll go back to studying. I have a book I have to read before classes.
I did not know that.
Mm-hmm.
I've not really been doing a whole lot of studying. Just
As you should. Like once you're done with finals, like my brain is just cooked. I definitely need a second or two to just breathe and veg out for a little bit.
exactly. Yeah, That's good. That's some stuff that we're going to be talking about, though, because there was, I mean, a lot that happened in the last few months of college,
Mm-hmm.
and we did not really attempt. We attempted very early on to try to record or something, but I still had the monumental last episode with 4 people to edit
Yeah.
in like 4
A
separate
bit
tracks, and
ambitious.
it was
A
very.
bit ambitious.
But with this new gear, it will be a lot easier to have that many people and a lot quicker to edit. So, yeah, thank you to my uncle who helped greatly with supplying a lot of
For
this.
real.
Um, but yeah,
So why don't we start with like some end of the year recaps then? Nothing too involved, but just something to kind of reflect on our year, what was good, what was bad. I had a very uh, okay year, especially since in reference to like last year, and being that it's my second year of college, there's been a lot of stuff I have gotten the hang of, whereas Logan is going through a little bit of what I was going through last year, because the freshman year of college is so
life changing.
life changing. Like it's incredible what can happen and how much you're challenged in just that short time span. So, Logan, I'd like to hear kind of what happened with your freshman year so
Yeah.
far.
All right, so I guess I'll pick up where last episode ended, where we, which obviously it's more fresh in my mind because I just edited it and stuff, but talking about college and stuff like that, what we were gonna do, and we hadn't met our roommates yet, and so shortly after that episode, after we recorded that episode, went off to college, moved in. Initially, like right off the bat, I started feeling kind of overwhelmed because I had brought so much stuff, and I was like, "Dude, this sucks." That I kind of embarrassed about it. I was like, "I have so much stuff," and I mean, that was true. I brought a lot of stuff into my dorm, and probably half of it I didn't even use. So, met my roommate. He's cool. Um, yeah, so we don't have any like problems or anything like that, which was good because I hear stories about people having horrible roommates, and
Yeah, there are some nightmare scenarios out there.
so yeah, we just kind of. I don't think it was quite like maybe your roommate. We coexisted and we were fine.
Good.
Um, I guess we went. I went to BGR, so I had like a whole week before stuff actually started. Um, that was pretty fun. It was pretty cool. One of the last days, I think we all went to like the football stadium and watched like a big presentation thing, and that was like, it's like, man, I can't believe I'm here. This is such a big thing. And then I guess as time went on, you fit in more, and you're just like, well, uh, yeah, I guess it is what it is.
Right, right.
um, but right off the bat, within the first few weeks, we had a little incident where someone was peeing outside our window. So we were on the base floor,
Yeah.
and somebody like 2 rooms up was like somehow peeing out the window or dumping pee out the window, and it's like hot. We don't have AC, so we just have fans running,
Oh.
and the windows are open all the time, and someone's dropping pee down there, out their window, splattering right
The
outside of our
pavement.
window,
Yeah.
and then our fan is just wafting it in.
Oh.
It's hot out. It's like 90 degrees out.
Wow.
Yeah, it's so that happened. And then after like a couple weeks of that, we kind of fixed the solution. So that was good.
Wait. A couple weeks of that?
Yeah, because we didn't know what it was.
So like
I thought maybe it was my roommate.
this
I don't know. I don't know what he thought.
so like this gentleman kept on peeing out the window?
So this gentleman was also peeing into a recycling bin frequently. That was down the hall
Okay.
in the dorm and had been warned about it. So I don't know what that was about, but he was.
So it's not like the sidewalk smelled for a week due to one incident. Like this was a recurring thing.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
multiple
There
times. And
was
then we
a
were like, I don't know why it smells weird. Maybe we should do something about it. And then we walked outside in the dark. It was nighttime, and we looked with like flashlights, and we're like, huh, the ground is wet right here. That's weird. And then we contacted my RA, which my RA is really cool. I don't talk to him a ton, but really cool guy. And yeah, it resolved itself pretty quickly.
Okay, good.
So they found who it was.
Wow.
Give him a little talking to. But so yeah, my dorm is with. I've got a lot of like. There's some upperclassmen. It's all guys dorm. Which that'll be changing next year. Co-ed. A little bit nicer dorm next year, but yeah, there's that. I don't know. Some other events probably happened. Probably forgot them by now because studying was somewhat intense, going through classes and stuff like that.
Yeah, I just can't focus on anything else because I'm such an academic weapon.
Yeah, I don't know. It was all right. I didn't do the greatest, but I got through it.
You got through it. You're not dead.
Exactly.
You're alive and kicking.
I did work out quite a bit.
Bang.
Yeah, something about campus food at like the cafeterias and stuff fattens you up. I gained
real.
like 20 pounds.
That, you know what? I'll take that.
Yeah.
That's good.
And I mean, pairing that with working out probably wasn't 20 pounds of muscle, but
it was 20 pounds of goodness.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It was good. It was fun. Had a bike, brought a bike to campus somewhat early on. So I would ride that around. That was fun. I have one friend, or like 2 or 3 friends from high school.
Mm-hmm.
The high school that we went to, and they were there, so I hung out with them. They were like my main friends. I met someone during BGR who was really cool. Really likes Steely Dan, Tyler the Creator, like all of that.
Yeah.
Style music. Also really smart. So yeah, I was friends with him. He lived in the same dorm as me, but all the way down the hall. So I didn't talk to him a ton. But
you met people.
I met a handful of people.
Yeah.
Actually, I met my new roommate next year. I met him we made a group chat really early on, like within the first few weeks. I got added to, on Snapchat, we have like the Purdue story. So a lot of people post to that story.
Yeah, most college campuses have that.
I don't know how many is in yours. There's like 4,000 or 5,000.
Mm-hmm.
In our like freshman of Purdue story. So I think on there somebody had made, for whatever reason, a Call of Duty Zombies group chat, and I was like, hey, I like Call of Duty Zombies every once in a while, even though I don't really play video games anymore. So I'll join it. And then joined it. There was quite a few people in it. And then that's where I met my roommate for next year in it as well. His name's Brad.
Good.
And
was he a COD fiend?
He was really funny. He reminds me of something that would be like he would be in our swim group chat because his humor is pretty close. So I was like,
that same caliber.
Yeah, I was like, I'll room with this guy. So him and I roomed together.
He seems chill.
Because Micah, one of the people that I hang out with from our high school, he did not get housing for next year because since there's so many kids, we have to do like a lottery system. You kind of just get randomly picked. So he did not get that. So then I got it. I was like, well, can't room with you. I'll room with Brad. But yeah, I don't know. There was probably a lot that happened that I don't remember.
Right. It's not the kind of thing that you just can recall.
Right. So that's the thing.
You go through life and you like encounter something and you're like, oh, that reminds me of this thing I did. Right.
Yeah. I don't know how next semester will be because this will be a lot harder for me next semester, I think. I would like to try to record as we go through college a little bit because it will help bring like the remembrance. It just feels like
Right. More so for us than for quote unquote them.
right,
Just like having this uh, archive
right.
of what we thought, what we were.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I'm like trying to remember back because it felt a lot. It felt like I was there a lot longer than the handful of months.
for sure.
I was like, man,
Yeah,
I've been here forever.
yeah,
It's like, oh, I just got done with the very first semester of 8.
yeah. Because the days are so long.
Yeah.
Like, you want to know the secret to time traveling, like without the theory of relativity or traveling at light speed? Just go to sleep. Like, like sleeping your life away is like just fast traveling. And then once like you're on low sleep in college, especially at a technical discipline like engineering, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not only are you like exhausted and your brain's groggy because you're tired, but like you're just awake for more life. Like the days literally are longer. Like
Right.
you lose track of like some weeks just take forever. It's insane.
Yeah, and usually in those times that you're awake for longer, you don't really want to be. Like
Right.
you're
Yeah.
sitting there studying and you're like,
Yeah.
well, I have to enter this.
One of my best friends who is now a Marine, I got on a call with him during one of the weekends or over one of the breaks, and I was like asking about like, how's life and all that stuff. I asked him how much he's sleeping. He's like, I consistently get 8 hours of sleep. Like,
Really?
and if I don't get 8 hours, it's because of my own fault. And I was like, wow, that is kind of crazy. Obviously, like I know he put in the work during training and boot camp. He'd tell me about like sometimes they go on no sleep for like multiple days because they're training for combat situations. But like right now, being an enlisted man in the Marines, he's like getting he's getting some sleep, which is great. But it like puts in perspective like I often do not get that much sleep
So yeah, how
at
much
school.
do you? Because I bet you probably get less sleep than I would.
Maybe. And listen, there is a asterisk here. Like the caveat, like it was my own doing, always applies. Like you're never going to be in a situation where you are institutionally required to not sleep unless you are in like army training, right?
Right.
Like that is a crime to most people. So whenever I'm sleepy, it's because like I procrastinated too much or blah blah blah. That being said, even when like I feel like I'm locked in and I've got like a banger of a week and I know that like I'm on top of my classes, I'm working out, it's like at most 7 hours. I think
Really?
my worst week this year so far, I averaged 5.5, and it was tough.
5.5 hours a day.
Yes, for that week.
Interesting.
It was I had 2 exams that day, a paper due, or that week, a paper due. Um, I I'm involved a lot more on campus this year, so I had other obligations I had to attend to. So yeah, it was not fun. Um, yeah, so like those obligations include being a member of the Res Life now. You said, Logan, that you were talking to your RA.
Mm-hmm.
He's a chill guy. That's great. My college has a kind of different system for their Res Life team. I'm what's called a sophomore advisor, where I don't really have any of the um, like the health and safety responsibilities an RA has.
Okay.
Like every floor on my campus has one RA and 2 sophomore advisors. And the sophomore advisors are more like mentors. Like sophomores had just gone through freshman year. It's historically very difficult. So here are people you can talk to who just went through it, who can tell you what not to do, what to avoid, get involved on campus. Kind of just like be there if you need assistance or a nudge in the right direction, right?
So then, are you with a bunch of just freshmen?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm on a freshman floor. It's been incredible getting to know those guys. They're all wickedly smart, a lot of fun to hang around. We've had plenty of nights just like we make it through the week, hang out on the weekend, and just like game or throw a frisbee or like go to this campus event. It's a lot of fun. My RA partner is the hardest working person that I know, like without a doubt. And that's saying a lot because I feel like I've known some hard workers, like, like I don't know, my mom raised kids and had a job and ran the house, and same my dad, like my parents are both hard workers. But this guy is a member of Greek life on campus. He's an RA. He plays basketball, a full on D3 varsity sport. He makes an effort to go to all the football games. He's a massive football fan. And his essay here, his sophomore advisor year, he claims to have gotten 5 hours of sleep on average the whole year.
Wow.
And I fully believe that. Like if you've met this guy, you know that he's just like the definition of mind over matter. Like he's literally told me before, like, it's not cold, it's a mindset. You're not tired, it's a mindset. How bad do you want it? Like he lives by those standards. And he'll come back from practice late at night, while like the floor has already settled down and like everyone's just tired from doing homework or they're studying. And he walks in with ice bags wrapped around his knees, like hobbling around, eyes sunken in, and is like, I'm about to clock in and put 4 hours of work on this project. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's 11 p.m. What are you doing? He's incredible. That level of like, I don't know, of ambition and raw drive is incredible. But I would not recommend it. Like,
You think it's uncommon?
yes, for sure. Especially like talking about sleep. You need sleep to function, like to form new memories. You need to sleep. So the fact he's able to do all that is incredible, and not for me. Thank God I'm not as busy as him. But even if I was, like, sleep is, I put a lot of value on my sleep.
Right. Yeah. I guess I didn't get that little of sleep. I would have a chemistry lab.
Yeah.
On every Wednesday at 7:30. That was my earliest. So then I'd have to get up at like 6:50 or 7 or whatever. And then that was probably the time that I would get the least. But even at that, the latest that I would go to bed would be like midnight or 1. So it's like 6 hours.
Yeah.
And then on Mondays and Fridays, my schedule was set up where I didn't have a class until 12:30.
Yeah.
So I really could sleep in if I needed to. So yeah, I guess sleep wasn't that big of a deal for me, but
I'm curious. Did your RAs at Purdue, or did your RAs, like, have a meeting with you guys before the year started?
yeah,
Okay.
we had a meeting outside. The people on my floor, on my side, southeast side, all came out and talked, and like all the RAs did at the exact same time, and just kind of went over ground rules,
Right. Okay.
stuff like that.
Is it an RA for each floor, or for each dorm building?
Each floor, and then like on my floor, there's 2 RAs, one on each end, with a southeast side and
Okay,
like
gotcha.
a northeast side, and then the complete other side, like northwest or southwest or wherever. So yeah, we had that.
Are they like, do they span a lot of different majors?
They're, you mean like the RAs or just
The
people?
RAs, yeah.
I don't actually remember what my RA does. I don't know if we have the connection like what you guys might have,
Right.
because we just like,
Which makes sense. Like,
they're there and they're just like a student like us,
right.
and it's not super often that
Right.
I would go and talk to them unless there was like a problem.
Right. Which makes sense.
Mhm.
Also, like, my floor this year only has 18 freshmen. It's the smallest floor on campus. So, like,
Interesting.
that is a very tight knit group of guys, because there's 18 freshmen and 3 upperclassmen who like that's crazy. That's a crazy ratio. So that makes sense.
Yeah, there's a lot of like mixed. There's a lot of sophomores and a lot of freshmen that are just all over in my dorm. There's probably even like juniors and stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I knew like I talked to a handful of people, but just not that often, I guess. I didn't really make I made friends like within the first week, but then we just kind of like pass each other in the hallway and give a nod or something.
Yeah.
That was kind of the extent of it.
Yeah. It's I mean, on a small campus, it's awkward too because I know everyone
Mm-hmm.
and I see everyone multiple times a day. So like, do we say hi
Right.
every single day? Like in high school, I did for sure. Like in high school, I gave everyone the sup, like the what's up, man? What's up,
Really?
man? Yeah.
Which I guess I never did that.
But in like that works because it's mutual. Like saying hi is a mutual exchange.
Right.
Both people have to say hi. So in high school, everyone gave the sup back or was like, "Hey, man."
Which maybe that was just,
But
that could have just been you because you were tall.
yeah, maybe I don't know. But I'm also tall in college on campus, but I don't get that. Like, no, people aren't as sociable, I guess. I'm not the tallest one anymore. There's a lot of other taller basketball players, so maybe it's all about being tall. But even then, the basketball players keep to themselves. So
I don't know. I mean, you were known at high school.
yeah,
You were a likable guy.
yeah, maybe I don't know.
I didn't really say hi to many people unless I knew them like friends wise. Then I would tickle them in the hallway.
See, your way of saying hi, might ward off
That could be.
other high schoolers. It's not a bad thing, you know. I've been, I've fallen victim to your tickling before. It's
Whenever I see someone that I know, I and they're like heading to class. They usually once a handful of times it starts happening, they get the gist, and they will like start to pick up the pace and try to get to class quicker. I'm already on all fours, and I'm drooling, and I'm coming.
doinge, doinge, doinge.
Yeah. So okay, has there been any jokes like that around college?
Doinge?
Yeah.
No, doinge is exclusively our friend group. I don't think there's anyone else in the world who thinks doinge is funny. What
Okay,
what
well,
even
any-
is doinge? Describe to me doinge right now.
Should we explain where it came from?
Please do.
Okay. What was that? My first year of swim.
Yes.
Okay, so junior year, I think it was just a sound effect that I made to like when you imitate like punching someone or something.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I don't.
We would be like goofing off in the lane in between sets, and you would like get into fake fights with Peter and Seth, and you'd like throw these crazy haymaker, like slow motion haymakers, and just go doinge, 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 and then everyone would kind of. I don't know. It didn't really start out as you saying doinge, doinge. It was like a onomatopoeia. It was like a sound effect, but like eventually it just materialized into a word.
I think probably whenever when we were on the bus and did
Oh, going to a meet?
like Gardic phone or
Yeah.
something like that, and
Yeah.
then somebody would write it out.
Yes.
I was like, oh.
And now
okay.
they're like, yeah, there's something tangible here that we can.
That's what
reference.
I think I remember because I remember it did gain traction at some point, and then people would start like imitating exactly what I was doing, and then somebody wrote it on Gardic phone
Yeah.
with like a picture or something.
I believe that was the same time that Living in Gear. I wrote down Living in Gear.
I think that was that a mistype by
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, so the way Gardic Phone works is it's like Pictionary but online, and so there's two phases of this game. One where everyone writes prompts, and one where people draw pictures based off these prompts. Once you see a picture, you try and
Describe what it is.
describe what it
It's
is
kinda
with
like
another
Chinese
prompt.
telephone.
Right, yeah, and so the game progresses, and the pictures get more outlandish, and the prompts get more stupid. And so Logan always told me that I was living in fear. Like, what are you so afraid of? Like,
It was probably paired with me fake fighting you.
Right.
And you would flinch
Yeah,
horribly.
I would always flinch because I never wanted to catch these hands. I never wanted to get the smoke from Logan. So he'd be doing around me, and I'd flinch. And then Logan's response would always be, "Why are you living in fear? Like, why are you so afraid?" And then I wrote down on the prompts, "living in gear" because I'm illiterate and can't type on a phone.
So then I think someone drew a picture because I think they knew they were aware of the joke of you living in fear.
Yeah.
And then they drew a gear with your glasses.
Yeah.
And it looked
It was like
you.
a sad gear cog with glasses and feet. Yeah, it was funny. That's the kind of stupid stuff that only we have. Like, I don't think people in college anywhere are that
Maybe Pete
elementary.
because he swims, which I don't know.
Maybe. It's been really nice as closing out this year with Peter being home and us swimming on the same team again.
Mm-hmm.
Or like big air quotes there. Like, we go to the Y and swim together and do the same sets. And like, I didn't realize how much I missed his really dry humor and his work ethic because like it's infectious.
Did you guys race each other?
No, because he would win. Like right now, he's definitely faster than me.
Really?
Yeah, and taking a year off a swim, it kind of does things to you. So
interesting.
He told me one of these. Oh my gosh, he's so dumb. One of the first weeks of him swimming at his college, like everyone's kind of goofing off, like being lighthearted. Nowhere near as much as our school was in high school. Our team was in high school. And it's like a hard set. Like he said, I was like, they're sprinting 75s, and he comes up for air, like 10 seconds rest max, maybe 5 seconds, and he just goes to the guys is like, how many times could you fold a $1 bill? And then he pushes off, and he's just like grinning through the set, and the other guys are just confused, like they're dying, trying to get air while they're on the wall. Comes back up, and he's like, how about a $5 bill? And then pushes off and does it again. And I think everyone kind of got the kind of character that he was based off of that joke, I guess you could call it.
And then they set records, right?
Yeah, he's doing really good this season, and so is that whole team. It's been really fun to watch him progress through. So I don't know.
How many times can you fold the $1 bill?
I've never tried. Maybe one of these days we'll do it here live on the podcast.
You think it'll be more or less than a $5 bill? My answer is 7.
Okay.
Hey, and I'll put $1 on it.
That was such a stud. Dude, you're so dumb. I don't know, dude. I go 7 as well. And I think, it's the same. I was going to do some stupid answer about, which one has more ink on the thing, which one has more dye, and how does that affect the tensile strength of the fibers of the cloth in the dollar bill? I don't care that much to ask.
Interesting.
Yeah, crazy, dude. How did we get here? I don't know.
What else happened in college? Midterms like crazy.
Yeah.
I think I had 3 for 3 of my classes.
Yeah.
And then a final.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty crazy. Should we talk about grades?
No.
Why not?
I don't want to talk about grades. Mine are not good.
Mine are not good either. Mine are pretty bad.
Well, okay. We conquered that topic. I don't want to talk about grades. I don't want to put that out there.
Okay.
I'm not proud of it.
I'm not proud of it either. I'm proud of something about it, but in the outcome.
Okay. Then let's talk about that.
Here, let's talk about that, but not exactly.
Yes. So, this year's been pretty good for me. It's been fine. It's getting better and better as we close it out.
A lot better than last year.
A lot better. It will never get worse than last year. So.
You never say never, man.
Gee, thanks, man. Oh boy, is that optimism? Is that It could. It could always get worse. No, hopefully it doesn't. Uh, but you know, I'm excited for this year. Here,
This
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 coming year,
right.
2025.
Okay.
Uh,
This coming semester as well.
no year.
Okay. Okay.
Uh, let me ask you this: do you think about like, do you ever get a vibe from numbers? This is a serious question.
No.
Like, you ever?
Like 2025 is gonna be my
Yes,
year.
yes. Like the two biggest things, for me are like my birthday, like my age, those numbers, and the year. And rarely have I been wrong. I was surprised at how good a year 18 years old ended up being. Like, I was not prepared for that. And I was not prepared for how bad a year 2024 was going to be. Those are the only two times I've been wrong. Like, when I was a kid, I knew 14 was going to be a banger year. Like, when I was 14. And
Mhm.
it totally was. Like, it was incredible. I was in marching band. My sister was a senior. So, like, I had been grandfathered into her friend group.
Mhm.
And so, like, I had all these really cool senior friends, or, like, more than acquaintances. Like, we wouldn't hang out, but I would talk to them extensively in school, at lunch, at marching band. Right? Like, I had some friends. I was doing great in the swim team. Like, and then to close it all out, the school got canceled for the last 2 months with the pandemic. Which at the time I was like, I thought it was a novelty. Like, it was.
Man, what a year.
Yeah. I thought 15 was not going to be that good a year, and it wasn't. Like, when I was 15, because then the pandemic really hit. Right.
Mhm.
Uh, I thought 16 would be meh. It was. I thought 17 would be the best year of my life. And so far, it probably was. I really enjoyed when I was 17. Um, I don't know. Like, am I manifesting it by just thinking about it? Like, if I go into my being 17 years old thinking it'll be great, then I'll just think it's great.
Could be.
See, I don't think so, though.
What makes it great?
Uh,
What made it great?
what made it great?
And why did you think it? Or were you just like, I'm just gonna guess maybe 17 will be good?
Well,
Or were you
okay,
like,
so
well, I
so
know that
truly,
these things are gonna
truly, I
happen.
just liked the idea of being 17. Like, I just thought that'd be.
Why?
um, because I wasn't an adult yet,
You're
right?
right there.
But I was right there, and so I could have a lot. I thought I could have a lot of the
Responsibilities of an adult.
responsibility and yet no responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, growing up, I've been around juniors and seniors in high school before, and juniors were always way more fun to be around. Like, I thought I'd enjoy being a junior more, uh, and that was true. Like, senior year was fine, it's whatever. Um,
That's interesting because my junior year as 17, I mean, I started swim. I was also in pre-calculus and physics, and that
yeah,
sucked, and aerospace. I didn't like any of that. Um, and I think up to that point, that was my worst academic year. Um, I don't know. I don't know if that was really. I mean, senior year was definitely better. I built an old car that I wanted. Uh, I did better academically. I was captain of the soccer team. Second year of swim, so I was a little bit better at that. Um, I don't know. I've never manifested like, okay, I hope 19. Let me roll the dice. Give me something good.
I was right about that too. I was right that 19 was not going to be a good a good age, and I was
Really?
right. Yeah. So again, put on the microscope. On my 19th birthday, I was like, I'm not excited for 19. Like, this is, I just get bad vibes from it.
Hmm.
And it like, up until very recently, it was not a good age. So, like,
Are you getting fearful of getting old at all?
no,
You're not?
no. Like, this is a good example. How old do you think you are? How old do you picture yourself?
Probably exactly 19.
Okay. I think that's good. I think that's fine.
Hmm.
Like,
I think before,
mm-hmm.
I
before
probably thought
before
I
what?
was
College?
just younger. Me
Okay.
thought that I felt older,
Okay.
and then I probably hit 19 and
You can
feel
finally
like I am 19.
like you're acting your age,
Probably.
whatever that means to you.
Yeah, I guess. But I thought like whenever I was like 16, I felt like I was older than 16, or I acted older than 16 at least.
Yeah.
But
Frankly, I'd agree. In some respects, like
do you think you're
I think that like 18-year-olds typically don't tickle their friends.
well, okay, that was a unique thing. That was a unique thing.
Yeah, right. But I know what you mean. Like you, in most aspects of your life, you're more mature than a 16-year-old typically is.
Not with my friends though,
Right.
because you guys are weak. That's just plain
And
and
we're
simple.
living in gear. Yeah.
You are, yeah.
I asked my RA partner, who I really do like admire very much. You know, the guy who gets no sleep, who's
Right.
busy. He's a great student as well. Like on top of all this, he has a very high GPA. Like he's doing great. I asked him that question, and he was like, 15.
Really?
Mind you, he's 22. And he's felt like he's been 15 forever. And I think that is honestly, I think that's a healthy mindset. Like, yeah, maybe there are some things, like maybe he should grow up. I don't know. I'm not going to tell him he should. But it's
Seems like he's got it pretty figured out.
I agree. Exactly. I agree. And he thinks of himself as being 15. Like, even though he's definitely older, like he gets hurt more playing basketball, he still feels like he can do the 15-year-old things.
Okay, so that's whenever there's been a couple times where I've been like doing stuff outside, and then say I like my back starts to get sore.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, must be getting older, and then I'm like, well, I'm 19, dude. I'm like almost prime age. I should not be feeling.
Right. You just need to stretch more.
Probably.
Yeah. In that case, it is a mindset. I agree with that.
Okay.
And I've definitely succumbed to that mindset too. Being tall, it adds on top of it. Where it's
Right.
like, I've made so many excuses for my knees hurting. It's like, well, you know, I'm 19 now. I'm getting older, and I'm tall, so it's bound to happen. But like, that's a load of crap. There are plenty of tall people who are thriving and flexible, and their knees don't hurt like just by walking around. Like, I just need to stretch more. So,
Right.
okay, not just like physical stuff though. This guy, my RA partner, I see it in his eyes, even when they're sunken into his skull, and he's pale and exhausted and has giant purple bags under his eyes. After grinding for hours on end, I still see like there's like a childlike joy. Like he's not dead inside. And trust me, I've seen some people who I really wonder. I'm like, are the lights on? Because they're just like so bogged down and they're depressed.
Was that you last year?
Um,
Or not quite?
in what regard? Were the lights on? I think that's up for someone else to decide. They could see it in my face.
Interesting.
But I felt pretty crummy, yeah. I say all this, even though it's tangentially related to my age vibe check, because for the longest time I have felt like I am 35.
Really?
Like that is that's what I imagine myself as, and I catch myself
'Cause
sometimes.
you're unk.
No, oh no, it's just because that's where my mind is at so often. I never live in the present ever. I'm so bad at it. I'm a slave to living in the future. Like I find myself enthralled by what my life will be like when I'm 35. Like when I want to fast forward through.
To 35?
Yeah,
You're about halfway to the grave, buddy.
I want to have a family and have kids, and I want to already have a stable job so that I can live my life doing the things I want to do. That being
Okay,
raising kids,
I will say
playing
that.
video games. Like,
But 35, dude.
because
I wish
that's what I
I wish
imagine.
I could fast forward college. I do not like college that much at all.
Yeah,
I'll
it's
say
not
that.
all it's cracked up to be.
It's not that fun. I don't enjoy it. I get to work out.
Right.
I could do that.
It's nice.
I would much rather work every day and then have money to
Yeah, that's fair. Coming from a
do
small
whatever I
town, it's
want.
nice being able to walk everywhere.
Right.
Like the college life, like it does have a lot of perks, but nothing that I would like fight to keep. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna be sad when I lose the ability to walk to the gym. It's nice, but like
But I can just
the trade-off,
drive there.
yeah, the trade-off is like, and there's something to be said for driving places too. Like
Mhm.
you get to listen to music in the car. Yeah, it's like college is not.
I think purely okay. So I can walk to the gym,
Mm-hmm,
knowing that I have assignments due at midnight, and I need to get that done right after the gym and right after I eat.
mm-hmm.
Versus, I have to drive to the gym, but my day is over because I'm done working, and I just need to go to bed by this time.
Right.
I have much more pleasure in driving. I'll drive 20 minutes to go to the gym. No, but knowing like, all right, well my work day's done, and it starts again tomorrow, and it kind of is what it is. Rather than like, I have assignments, and they are starting to pile up, and
Right.
it's a lot more stressful.
Yeah. And there's nothing about those assignments that like is motivating. I don't know.
Yeah,
Like
I don't know how you are, but I'm very very bad at procrastinating.
yeah, I'm terrible. Doing assignments like case by case basis, like it's so difficult to see the big picture.
Mm-hmm.
Like see in the scope of the class or even the degree, like this is all for this. Like
Mm-hmm.
the shining diploma you'll get that lets you do all these crazy things. You have to put in the work now, but I just like the work now is genuinely unenjoyable.
A lot of my mindset comes into do I actually see myself using this? Going through like chemistry,
Right.
I don't care about chemistry. I don't like it.
Yeah,
And
it's
I didn't do
tough.
that. I did not do good in chemistry this year. Calculus on the other hand, calculus I did decently. And so yeah, I guess I'll say this without so I passed calculus this year
Bang.
and I failed every exam. Can
Really?
you believe that?
Uh,
But with the curves, and I did my homework and stuff, I don't know. It was just, calculus was hard for me. But that's crazy because I did not do very well on like any exam.
and this was Calc 1.
It's Calc 1, yeah. So now I'm into Calc 2, which is going to be, so it's the time to lock in.
It is time to lock in. That's true.
Econ, on the other hand, I studied for the exam probably an hour before,
Mm-hmm.
and I think I got a B- in that class.
Good.
Very little studying. I hate econ. I don't know.
Yeah, sometimes
It
it's
just
it's easier to
came-
pick up certain things, right?
Right.
Um,
So yeah, next year I have computer science, I have calculus 2, I have physics, and then I have like 2 English classes. It's gonna be pretty rough. Pretty rough. I picked up skateboarding over college. I would go and skateboard with a group of people. So I guess I made friends that way.
mm-hmm.
But then that kind of stopped towards exam 3.
Yeah.
I stopped going as much. Yeah, I'm looking at possibly selling some Pokemon cards, some of my collection stuff. Not anything like super important, but just trying to organize that stuff through.
Mm-hmm.
But that's while I'm home. How long have you been home for?
A week and a half.
So I'm probably 2 weeks in, maybe a little bit more. I still can't believe that I have like 12 days until I have to go back. I feel like I've been home for quite a while.
Yeah.
Um, and I guess kind of just like offloaded college, but yeah, it's been a. It feels like I've been there for a year, and I've only been there a handful of months.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will say, the very end of like finals, it was kind of just like bang, 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 and then so I had chemistry, I think, like chemistry final, and then I had the next day econ, a few hours, and then I had calculus final, and was not super prepared. Econ was fine, and then like directly after that, went back to my dorm, gathered up the rest of my things, and loaded them into a truck, and then my two friends who are older than me brought me home. So it was like that quick. Um, I will say one part that was really, really stressful was the week of my birthday. Because my birthday, my parents came and saw me. Like my mom came down, my brothers, my aunt and uncle, my grandparents. And we ate at a restaurant. It was like, so this is my 19th birthday. And I'm spending it like on campus pretty much at a restaurant, seeing people for like an hour or two. My girlfriend also came down. Um, and then as soon as they leave, like I am going back to studying because I have an exam tomorrow. And yeah, that sucked.
Yeah.
That was pretty crappy. I was like, well,
Yeah.
I hope this is not the next 4 years of just like my birthdays are.
Yeah. Life doesn't care about birthdays, unfortunately.
Yeah. But have you got schedules and stuff for? Well, no, because you're like in classes right now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. When do you set up classes for your next semester?
Week 8
Okay.
of the current semester, trimester, quarter, whatever the frick.
Interesting. So yeah, I've got mine set for next semester. I have 3 7:30s. I don't know what the earliest your classes start.
8.
Okay. The earliest mine starts at 7:30, and I've got Calc 2 Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7:30 every day. I think I have 2 labs. I have a physics lab. I think a computer science lab. I've got English stuff. It's gonna be a rough semester. Be a bumpy road.
Yeah.
But then hopefully the next year. Okay, so that is one thing I'll say though. Because I'm not actually in mechanical engineering
Mm-hmm.
because there's like so many kids and everything. Sorry. Uh, so I don't have engineering classes. So the light at the end of the tunnel is like really not there because I'm just taking classes purely like for the fun of it. It feels like it's
Right.
like, oh, I want to learn chemistry and calc, and
Right.
I know that they're going towards.
Yeah. No, I totally get that. And even like the light at the end of the tunnel thing, maybe I talked about it before, but calculus at my college is the only course that's 5 credit hours. So you meet every single day of the week, uh, and oftentimes there'd be daily homework, like due every single day, and like they're not a breeze, right? Like they're these really involved problems, and it was like early on into Calc 3, and it was like midnight, and I was doing homework that was due early the next morning, and one of my friends was like, "Hey, but you only got this trimester left," and I literally forgot. I was like, "Oh my gosh, you're right. Like, I can do this." Like, I had to have someone tell me and remind me that there is a light at the end of the tunnel.
Right.
It had totally disappeared. I was like, "This is what's gonna be like for the rest of my life," and I was just like, doomer mindsetting it, and I was just, yeah, it like keeping the light there is very important.
Mm-hmm.
And like, yeah, because calculus is not directly involved with the engineering discipline. So if all your classes are just gen eds, that must be miserable.
I had 2 classes that were relatively easy. So I had 2 really easy classes. I had econ, that I did not care for at all, and it would like almost made me fall asleep. But I did really well in it, and by really well, I mean like B minus with very little like trying. Chemistry did not do that great in, and that sucks because that was more of like a I had labs for that one,
Right.
and then calculus like was really challenging. I'm just not that good at calculus, and I mean I still got through it, so that's interesting. It is nice though because hopefully by the end of like this year, which feels like it'll be like 2 years now, and then I'll be in the summer. Um, I'll have Calc 2 done, which I think Calc 2 is the hardest that my college offers. I've heard like it's been rumored that that is the one of the like I don't think they let you transfer it in.
Mm-hmm.
It's very it sucks. So hopefully if I can get through that, then it'll just be on the Calc 3 and then
Yeah.
2 other math classes. That shouldn't be too bad.
Yeah. Calc 2, you learn about sequences and series,
Mm-hmm.
which are very useful tools for CS majors, CPEs, a lot of software, like that kind of thing, like coding,
Mm-hmm.
in an umbrella sort of way. And you either use them as a mechanical engineer or you don't. So that's kind of why they're so hard. Because, like, I really hope I never have to use those. So it was just hard to, like, learn
Interesting.
it.
Have you taken physics? Did you take it in high school? And then did it apply in?
Yeah.
Did it like transfer?
Oh, no.
Through?
No.
Okay.
But it was like I'm glad I did it because I was prepared for it in college.
Right. How was that?
College physics,
Mm-hmm.
a lot easier than college calculus.
Really?
Oh, 1000%.
Interesting.
Also because, like, do you know that Isaac Newton invented calculus so that he could solve physics problems?
I think so.
So, like, learning the raw material in calculus sucked, but then kind of applying it in physics was like, it was fun. It was cool.
Interesting. Okay.
It was like, the physics is what made it worthwhile, not the calculus.
Very interesting.
And also, I think I don't want to slander any departments at my college. I just like the physics department a lot.
Okay.
Not that the math department's bad. I just think that the physics department is.
That's
I
fair.
love all the professors there.
You don't have to love every professor.
Yeah.
My professors were overall they were good. That's the thing. Like chemistry, I had lectures in the morning, and I stopped. Like I did, I kind of stopped going to some lectures, and then I would just watch them online. Which that wasn't great. Chemistry, I never or calculus, I didn't really do that because I guess I valued calculus. I was like, well, I'm sure I'll use quite a bit of this at some point in the future. Um, so yeah, if anyone out there is going through college, don't skip classes and
Don't.
try to watch them online or
Don't.
anything.
It's so bad for you. It literally never works. It's not the same.
Yeah, it's not the same. But
Okay, well then, as we kind of round out this episode then, because we talked about a lot,
mm-hmm.
what are you most excited for in 2025? Because I'll tell you what, I like the vibe. 2025 is a good year for me.
So that, yeah, it has to be by person because for me, I'm not enjoying it.
Yeah,
It's
honestly,
gonna be my hardest classes now.
right.
And what am I excited for? I guess getting through it, and then being in the summertime. I'm excited for that.
Yeah,
Starting to work again. That'll be nice. I have plans of building a car, another car. But then we'll be able to record as well. Like,
yes, yeah.
hopefully back to normal schedule.
Okay, so your 2025 will come together in the summer.
Yeah.
That's what you're hoping for.
I'm
Well,
just going to have to stick my head down and bowl through
burn the candle at both ends.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, you do. And I think everyone in college has to do that. So,
Yeah.
especially you and me.
So what are you excited for? Good
I'm-
old buddy.
What am I excited for? I'm very excited for being 20.
Yeah, dude. You are Unk.
I could care less about being 21 because I just think that being 20 sounds so cool. Like 20, bro. 20 years old.
If anyone doesn't know what Unk means, slang for uncle.
Yes, yeah, which the youngins use to mean old.
Right. So whenever I call Walter Unk, I'm saying he's like an uncle. He's filled with wisdom. That's what I'm
Right, yeah, it's not an insult.
Right.
Right,
Right.
Yeah, it's a compliment.
But 20 years old.
20 years old.
Yeah, dude, I'm 19. It's crazy. Last time we recorded, I was not. I was 18. And now I'm 19.
I don't think of you as being 19.
No?
Mm-mm. More so like 12.
No!
No, please.
Well, then you're like 35, dude.
Oh, yes. Finally.
Why? Okay, why 35? Why not like 24?
Because I don't
Like right out of college.
I feel like I'm tired like a 35-year-old. I feel like I have kids because I think about them too much.
You think about your... Interesting.
Unborn children, yeah.
You'll be a good father, huh? Maybe.
Yeah. I think I'm most excited for just putting the past behind me.
Okay.
I don't know. I've been doing a good job at this break and this
Mhm.
holiday season, and I'm excited to keep doing it. Like it makes me excited, like to think about what life will like if I continue to move on and grow and all that good stuff.
Do you have any New Year's resolutions?
I resolve to drink more water, eat more bananas,
You know, you should...
Sleep
Bananas
more.
for what?
potassium.
You should eat kiwis. Has 4 times the potassium of a banana.
Really?
True fact.
I'll keep it in mind. I do love kiwis. How about you, Logan? Any resolutions?
I don't know. Lock in. Hey, can
I
I get
resolve
an
to
amen
lock
to that?
in. Yeah, amen, brother.
Yeah, dude. Lock in. Lock in for this next little bit. But yeah, let us know your New Year's resolutions as we get back slowly
Down in the comments.
in the swing of uploading, and then it probably will slow down
Stop.
a lot.
It'll become stagnant once more. That's
Yeah.
okay.
That's okay. But hey, we're back for now.
Yep. Okay. It's been great talking to you guys again, talking to Logan.
Yeah.
I'm excited for this year, truly am. Hold on. In 5.5 hours, it will be 2025 in Northwest Indiana.
So if you guys are listening to this episode, Happy New Year's, everyone.
Happy New Year's.
Well-
Logan and I got a smooch at midnight.
That's right.
What?
Wait.
What?
I'll cut that out.
Okay.
All right. Well, with that, thank you for listening, and stay tuned for more episodes.
We will see you guys very soon.
Bye bye.